Talk about kind of going in with so many of your key offensive players out and how you tried to piece the offense together.
Yeah, it's tough, and everybody's dealing with it. So many teams are going into these bowl weeks, and now that you've got, transfers going on, and you got all kinds of stuff going on, guys working for the draft, and so you have everybody's got some sort of missing a guy here, missing a guy there, and that's what the depth's about, and that's what the opportunity is about, for a lot of these guys, And I thought our guys did a good job. They did a really good job with practice and being intentional with what they were doing. And I thought there was good energy all the way through, our bowl practices. And obviously, we had a great time here. This was a great venue to play at. And so looking at it all, obviously we want to score more points. That was the goal going in. Hats off to Wisconsin. They got a great defense. They got a great defensive coordinator and defensive staff. And we knew it was going to be tough, running the football. And so we needed to hit some big plays and hit some shots. And you always want to hit more, especially when you come out with the loss. So it was tough, but I thought our guys had good energy. I thought our guys played hard and just didn't make enough plays.
As much as you watch them on film, how do they look in person? It's different than just watching them on film.
I think they're a very sound, physical defense, and I thought they did a good job of mixing up some things that we hadn't seen on film. You got some time during this month long of waiting for the next game, for the bowl game, and they showed us some different things, but they do a really good job with getting off blocks. They do a really great job with their hands, really great job with their run fits. And we felt going in that we needed to throw the ball to be able to win this thing, and create some explosive plays.
How valuable is, for the guys returning, is playing a defense like this heading into next year?
Every game, you get the experience. Some young guys got a chance to play, some guys more than others. And you use all these games, whatever level the team is, as a learning experience, for you. And obviously now we're done with the season, and we're hitting the recruiting and going into next year, and now you rebuild it and start with the foundation of everything. And you're trying to put all the personnel together, and you see who's in this next year's team, and you work with those guys. So yeah, all part of it.
Difficult with two new offensive linemen starters in there against a defense like this, and you're trying to buy time for Jaden to throw the ball down the field. That element of it, like you said, you kind of missed on some opportunities.
Sure.
What do you think about it?
I thought Jarrett Bell did a good job. At center, obviously, they've got a very good defensive line. That's a very physical, group. But as far as the consistency with snaps was really good. I thought his energy and effort, and I thought the O-line really gelled and came together, for a tough situation. And, I just thought that they, played physical and played with good energy. And but again, I think Wisconsin's defense is pretty darn good, and so when you have those one-on-ones, up front, and they're a defense that likes to add rushers and all that stuff too. So sometimes getting the back out, was actually pulling a guy out, But again, you're getting one-on-ones, and that's part of winning the one-on-ones too, And I thought Jaden played, very gutsy. He ran the ball really well. Made some throws. We missed on a few things. And again, I want to go back and watch through all this stuff. I'm excited to see, how it all kind of unfolded and what we left out there. But I thought for the most part, Jaden did a very good job with his energy out there, his toughness, and just how he approached the game, and all the way through the game, he was great with the guys, and I was impressed with how he ended up, finishing this thing off.
And when you're talking about how sometimes they brought an extra guy, it looks like when things broke down, he was able to run, but sometimes if they kind of delayed that guy, he was able to leak out pretty smoothly too. Were you seeing that from the sideline as well?
As far as their defense?
Yeah, like with their defense, because Jaden, leaking out, yeah, obviously the big run that got called back, but it seemed like he was able to run even though under pressure, but pretty consistently the whole
Yeah, I
game.
mean, he's so elusive, and I don't think they've seen a quarterback as, you know, agile as he is, you know, and he's just so twitchy. So he's going to make people miss and get out on the edge, and you know, I'm sure a big part of their game plan was spying him and trying to keep him in the pocket and all that type of stuff. But he's just a different athlete.
One more for Coach.
In terms of his, Jaden's, obviously his ability to get out of the pocket and make plays and things like that, it didn't help that he was under duress for most of the game. But 19 rushes, how do you sort of in the future work with him and develop him and sort of get him to understand that, maybe there's some room to stand in the pocket, look downfield, make a throw when he has those chances, and trust his ability just to be a passer.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with just his experience through this year. We're going to be able to go through this in the off season and take a look and progress at some of those true progression type reads. Being able to take the easy ones and be able to get the ball out. But we also knew going into this, it was going to be a tough game, and he was going to have to do some things with his feet, if he wasn't able to get the ball out. So, the 19 rushes, and I haven't seen the stats yet, but if that's what it was, and I probably would have predicted that going in, and I knew we were going to throw the ball a lot in this one, and so, that's part of, what makes Jaden special, too, because a defense not only has to go cover all those guys, but then they got to figure out how they're going to, handle that guy. So, anyway, I thought he played tough. I thought he played gutsy. I thought he's, he will consistently improve. I'm excited to see what he's going to do in the off season and into next year.
Thanks, Zach.